So, Bishop has now been defeated, and I think what we're going to do now is we are going to be racing against Carlos. But before we do that, let's head over to the garage to put on some more upgrades. And we don't really need to know about our progress because, well, the progress of the game, it basically auto-saves. We have no problems. So, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put on an upgrade. And we do have the auto-upgrade mechanism available to us, but as you can see there, it's pretty expensive to install all three parts. Now, I would put this on, but I think the only upgrade I really need for now is the nitrous upgrade, so I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put on the nitrous upgrade just because I figured this. Yeah, 2100 credits. Yeah, you know what? Oh yeah, that's right, we can choose manufacturers as well, of course. So we can choose from Nitrous Express, NOS, and Venom, and also ZEX, or ZAX. Yeah, I'll go with NOS. Why not? And already we are now 2 grand down. So I think the nitrous is probably the only thing I really need for now. Unless I'm really bothered about upgrading the sway bars. Actually, you know what? I will put on the sway bars. So we can choose from Apex, Ground Control, Jackson, Lingenfelter, and New Dimensions. Yeah, I'll go with Ground Control. Just to give the car a little more handling. Okay, I think that's all we need for now. So, saving the game. Let's now go racing. So, we do get a tutorial regarding how to use nitrous. I'm also pretty sure that's a Porsche there, but Rockstar at the time did not have the licensing rights at the time to use the Porsche name, nor did they have the rights to use the Ferrari name either, but I'm pretty sure there is a Ferrari in this game. I think it's the F355 if I'm not mistaken. Anyway, let's go and race Carlos. Challenge Carlos for the right to race against the American Royalty Car Club. He drives a 78 Monte Carlo. Race 1 of 3. Okay, let's go. As we start off with Freeway Hall. I don't think engine power is really going to be much of an issue here. Basically, I just decided to put on the nitrous and the sway bars because, well, I can basically improve my car's performance, not needing too much power, but more based on the handling of the car before we focus on the power. Of course, it is essential that sooner or later I will need more engine power, but for now, I want to make sure I'm not spending too much, so I think the only thing I really need, aside from the sway bars, would basically be the the only other thing I really need, aside from the sway bars, is basically the nitrous. Come on, Carlos. I'm trying not to boost past you. My throat does not want to stay where it should be right now. Could also be because of dehydration, but anyway. And gonna get out of his slipstream because I don't need the slipstream turbo here. There's no reason for me to use it. I can definitely say this game has a few similar looks to Midnight Club 2 because a lot of the features that were used in Midnight Club 2 technically did return in this game. Like for example with the headlights mechanism and also with the slipstream turbo. I think the burnout also returned from Midnight Club 2 as well, so a lot of features definitely returned to this game from Midnight Club 2. I know that's the one thing for sure. Also, the race locations, I know they're quite similar to the mechanics that were featured in Midnight Club 2 as well. So here we are then with Carlos, as we start with Freeway Hall against his green Chevrolet Monte Carlo. So, let's see how we do. Alrighty. And we also have some classic cars here as well. There's 5 of us in this race, and already the cops are now going at it. Carlos gets caught up in the traffic, unfortunately so do I. Something else I knew about the San Diego Chargers is that, well, they were formerly known as the San Diego Chargers, but something else I know about them is they did make some impressive runs in the playoffs, even though the one barrier that basically stood in the way of them making the Super Bowl again was basically Tom Brady and the Patriots, who at the time of course were basically the kings of the NFL, considering they had already won the Super Bowl 3 times over. Oh, fuck me. And I did have to use my nitrous there, so I would get back up to speed immediately. And, oh, yep, and Carlos goes into the wall. And so far, so good. Even though I don't have any engine power in this thing, aside from the nitrous, I'm okay with doing this, because it means I still have some money left to spend, and it also means that from what I know, the engine upgrade I think will be less of a hassle, and yeah, okay. And using the burnout to get myself out of what would have been an accident, and I now have a sizable gap over Carlos. Although, I think after this race, the other ones will get harder because the AI will be closer. But anyway, there's our first race done, and we ended off on a boardwalk. Interesting. So Carlos came home second, then it was Maddie third, Yo-Yo fourth, and were there 5 of us in this race? I got a feeling there was. Well, I'll probably give the last placed car about probably 15 seconds to see where he or she is at. Because, you know, I can do that. I don't think the last placed car is going to make it to the line anymore. Okay, let's move on. So, winning by less than 3 seconds over Carlos, Maddie third, and Yo-Yo was fourth. The last placed car, well, I've basically given up on him now, so he's probably not going to make it. So that's our first race done. 700 credits in the bank, we're now up to 1200. I'm also pretty sure that's a Dodge Charger I see there. Anyways, our first race is down, so let's now go through the other races. Guts to Glory, and by this time we will win 1300 credits, if we can win the race. Which is definitely an increase compared to where we were at before. Alright, so we got an Impala in this race. I think we also have a Bel Air as well. And I am on the front row alongside Carlos in his mean green Chevy Monte Carlo. And it looks like it's going to be a sprint race. I am okay with that. Yeah, you know what, I'm gonna pretend that previous run did not just happen. Because, in all honesty, my previous run, it was pretty disgusting. Especially after all the incidents which I sadly could not prevent, as much as I tried to. Yeah, I think I got a little bit too close to the wall there. Oh, and someone's blown up. Someone just literally ran straight into one of the fuel tankers there at the gas station. I think that's what happened there. I almost wonder if it's possible to have DNFs in this game. But either way, doesn't matter for now because I am currently running good. And I use up my nitrous. Anyways, I do manage to get myself up into the lead. And this time, I'm gonna try my damnedest to not run straight into a tram. Fuck. Okay. Yep. Okay, that does not help me out. But it's okay, because I am still leading. And this run seems to be going better than what my previous run was. I also need to make sure this time I do not get hit by the same tram again. Okay. Well, I avoid it this time around. I managed to avoid getting wrecked this time around. And there is someone right behind me. I forgot to shift into 6th gear. But it's okay, because I pull it off. By a quarter of a second over Yo-Yo. Kato 3rd, Fernando 4th, followed by Arnie, Carlos, and Jeff finished in last.
Órale, fregón! Keep them feet on the ground!
And we're now up to 2900 credits, which means we have gained 1700 credits from that race, because I finished second the first time I did this. But that's only because of my mistakes. Okay, let's get the replay now, because I can do that. Basically, I am trying to make sure that... Excuse me. I am trying to make sure that my methods at this stage are cheap ones. God, my voice just does not want to keep itself in place at the moment. Yeah, my voice really seems to be out of place at the moment, and I don't know why. I can definitely say those classic muscle cars, they are fast. But again, because of my superior handling, and also because I have more gears, than these classic American muscles do. That's part of the reason why I've managed to win both of these races. I think I've also established that DNFs are not possible in this game, unlike the previous two games. Because in the previous game, basically, if you went straight in the ocean or a river, you were basically finished. You were basically kaput. And you practically had no chance of finishing. Oh, I forgot to remove the text. Oh well. Yeah. It's important to avoid the trams if you can, because I think that's one thing you should be there to do. And apparently Yo-Yo was driving a Chevy Impala. Okay, let's move on. So, what's the money this time? Okay, $1,000. Yeah, I can do that. Okay, so I had a little trouble in the previous race, but it's just the natural order of things. Let's now move on to race number 3. And where, if we win this, we will basically unlock more races. Something tells me it was a mistake for me to not put on the exhaust upgrade, or just use the auto upgrade mechanism. Because I am not running very well right now. I probably should have just done myself a favour and just fitted the upgrades with basically no tomfoolery. That's what I think should have happened. But then again, I fooled around and it's not going very well for me at the moment. As a matter of fact, it's going anything but well at the moment. Well, at least I'm getting more money, so I suppose that's one positive way you can look at this. Okay, now I'm using nitrous. Oh god, okay. I did not think that was going to work, but it somehow did. Jesus Christ. I did not think that was actually going to work, but it somehow did. Okay, anyways. I am out in front on only my second attempt. Oh, okay. Please don't wreck at this stage. And I will not. On only my second attempt, I pull it off, surprisingly. Wait, hold on. Isn't that a El Camino I see there? Something tells me that's a Chevy El Camino I see there. Anyways, so I beat Tyler to the line by 2.3 seconds, then it was Carlos, who came home 3rd, Tracy was 4th, followed by Walker in 5th, and it was Lucius, who finished in 6th and last. Yeah, we beat Carlos. We're also now up to 3,900 credits. Yep, that's definitely a Dodge Charger, by the way. American Royalty Car Club challenges you. Ooh. Let's now move on to our next cutscene. I also recorded the replay already, so let's move on to the cutscene.
Yeah, no problem. I'll tell him. Oh, he just walked in. Órale, ahí te guacho. That was my homeboy Phil. A damn maniac, pero loco. He heard you popping off. Wants to teach you a lesson. You drive whatever you want. He's gonna beat you on a chopper. Don't ask me, don't blame me. But he's good at racing, even though he is local. Hey, you ain't embarrassed me yet, Holmes. I hate that fool, Carlos. Guacha, carnal. If you want to drive something American properly, you're gonna have to take on those vatos from the American Royalty Car Club and beat them at their own game. Usually, that would mean racing me, but this baby ain't ready yet. Anyway, these vatos will give you unrivaled access to parts and tricks of the trade, and they like the real deal when it comes to cars. Lowriders, hot rods, keeping them straight. It's classic American rides, they say. The kind that you can still feel pop for blocks.
We will get round to unlocking cars eventually in this game.
I just heard about the San Diego stage tournament. Man, you was born for this. I hear they always give rides away at these things. Serious stakes at hand and all different kinds of challenges.
Yeah, thanks, guy. So Phil is now on the road, and if we can beat him, we'll get 1,200 credits, but we're not racing Phil yet because we need to beat Vanessa first. And also, we need to get some more upgrades on this thing before we take on Vanessa, because I'd imagine she's probably going to be a challenge. So, Carlos has now been beaten, and we are 3% complete with the game so far. And next time, we will be racing Vanessa, coming in the next episode.